university, and then they carry out research and innovation, which will be targeted towards economic growth and development. So we are saying during the implementation of NDS 1, we also accelerated school construction under infrastructural development, where we have managed to build in 2025, we built 125 schools between January and 31st of December. In 2024, we constructed more than 90 state-of-the-art schools. Here we are saying the government, supported by our development partners, individuals and corporates, have done immense work in as far as the provision of quality of education through school construction and also refurbishment of classroom blocks. Those are major milestones that we have achieved. We have also provided low-cost boarding to schools, especially located in the rural areas where students were traveling long distances. So we had to develop and construct low-cost boarding where students can pay around 300 for the whole term. And that, again, is a major achievement. School registration, we have accelerated the registration of schools, where a number of our schools were satellite. And if a school is a satellite, it means even the school headmaster is not substantive. Then it will be reporting to a mother school. That will be a mother school which might be located maybe 10, 20 kilometers away. The major disadvantage is students had to write their examinations at the mother school. Because all satellite schools are not allowed to conduct examinations because they don't have requisite infrastructure to conduct examinations at the satellite school. So they had to travel long distances, and that disadvantaged the student. And so we had to register so many schools, satellite schools, and that has several advantages. Because students can write exams at their school, they don't have to travel long distances. So that is, again, a major development that we achieved.
Quite a lot that you mentioned. Thumbs up on the schools that constructed. But we want to understand, does this number also include private schools, or these are only government schools?
When we say school construction, we consider both government and private schools. Because if we say government can construct 80 schools. But we also have to factor in schools that are constructed by individuals, by corporates, by missionaries. Because missionaries have done a lot in terms of school construction.
Why I'm asking, Honorable Minister, is that these private schools, they are mushrooming almost everywhere. In locations, at the corners, you see there's a school, Ianwambe private school, this and this private school. What is happening with these schools that are mushrooming everywhere, and what action have you taken to correct this?
The rise of private schools is a welcome development. We want players who invest in the education field through construction of new schools. We encourage partners to help and complement government in school construction. What we don't want are illegal schools.
That's where the problem is.
Schools that mushroom anywhere, everywhere, are not allowed according to the laws of this country. Those are illegal schools. We don't consider them. We don't record them. When we say so many schools have been constructed, we are talking of bona fide schools. Schools that are registered. And those schools that are operating with outside the confines of the law, they are illegal and they should be closed. We have instruments in place to close such schools. Our encouragement to those who are investing in the construction of schools is they must follow the laws. They must regularize their operations. How do they do it? They must apply for permission to establish a school. That's the first step. The second step, when one has been given the permission to construct a school, when he or she has constructed his school, he is supposed to apply for permission to register a school, so that we consider it as a real school, which is registered.
So maybe for the benefit of those who are operating illegally, some would say we don't know the actual process. Maybe it's difficult, it's expensive. Can you also maybe just briefly explain what should they do in case someone is watching, they want to establish a school? What are the steps?
I appreciate your question, Ian. The first step is if one wants to build a school, he or she must acquire a piece of land.
Right.
And should have title over that land. Then would approach ministry officials in their districts where they want to build that school. Then they write a letter seeking permission to establish a school, to construct a school. There's a payment which is done depending on the location of the school.
Right.
If a school is located in urban areas, one pays an amount for establishment of the school, registration of the school, a total of 1,200 only. If the school is located in the rural areas, pays around $850 or equivalent in the currency of choice.
Right.
Because we don't demand these payments exclusively in US dollars. They can pay in our local currency, the Zimbabwe gold that we like the most. So after that payment to build a school, we grant that permission. There is no one who has been denied access to build a school. We allow them to do it, and they are supposed to submit, plans. How plans in terms of how the nature of classrooms, laboratory, whatever they want to establish, it has to be on a plan. Then when one is building, can also access technical advice from our department, from our officials. They give them technical advice until such a time when the school has been built. And then they submit an application to register.
So when you do your investigations, as you rightfully said, private schools are mushrooming everywhere. Maybe you also engage these ones who are owning these private schools. What are their reasons? Why are they not registering with you? Are you very difficult to deal with as a ministry?
We are not difficult. I've personally made clarion calls on in the social media, in Parliament, where I said to Zimbabweans who want to invest in the education field that they are free to approach our offices. We'll give them advice. And we don't deny anyone the permission to register. But those who are adamant and they are not approaching us for registration, there are certain challenges that they have. These are not real structures. Because for us to grant permission to register a school, we look at the minimum functionality standards. There must be some optimum functionality standards in terms of infrastructure that would have been established at a given school. So we expect that there must be running water, ablution facilities should have running water, and the Ministry of Health should be able to give a certificate that the conditions prevailing at a given school are conducive for students to be enrolled. We cannot allow students to enroll in an environment that is not suitable, that an environment that is not fit for those students to be enrolled. Because if we allow that to happen, then we have diseases, rising.
Right.
And we have seen some shocking examples of illegal schools, where you find somebody is operating a school in the backyard of his house.
Maybe even from a cottage.
And you find 30 students in a very small room. Students are jam-packed. There is one toilet. And we can't tolerate that. And the laws have to be applied. We'll close those schools.
You have been very clear in terms of what is required for one to register a private school. Honorable, let's talk about your O-level results for the year 2025. 125 schools at 0% at O-level. Around 18 schools, 0% pass rate, grade 7. What is happening in this digital age? Schools are still having 0% pass rate.
I had to visit some of the districts. I'm carrying out a nation tour. I'm touring those districts where we found that students performed dismally. Last week I was in Gokwe North. Next week I'm heading to Kariba district. In fact, the province which had the worst results is Marsh West. Kariba district is the worst, where more than 20 schools in Kariba district recorded 0% pass rate.
That's worrying.
Yes, I get worried because in a school where we have a candidature of 30 students or 40 students who set for the November 2025 ordinary level examinations, none of the candidates passed. And as a minister and as a representative of government, we can't smile, we can't stand aloof and ignore. We have to take some remedial action, corrective measures. We have to appreciate the challenges that those schools are experiencing. Then we find, we take some solutions. We address those challenges. And from the interactions I made last week with some headmasters whose schools produce 0% pass rate, they were saying that they had challenges in terms of teaching learning materials. Some schools, they said they did not have adequate textbooks. And we are going to provide those textbooks. Some also complain that they did not have internet connections. And I want to thank our president, Comrade Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, for providing computers in form of laptops, tablets, Starlink kits. We are now distributing those to the underserved schools, to the rural schools. But Ian, I have to be honest. I want to commend some of our hardworking teachers. I must tell Zimbabweans who are listening and watching this program that for the first time in Zimbabwe, the 2025 ordinary level examinations, we produced the highest pass rate since 1980. Our national pass rate from 1980 used to be hovering around 22%, between 22 and 29%. But since 2024, in 2024, 33% was scored by it was the highest. But those who wrote the 2025 ordinary level produced 35.5%. We want to commend our teachers, our headmasters, our parents for supporting. And we have set aside a day, the 21st of March, as a day where we want to award excellency. We have identified 3 schools per province: the best grade 7 school, best ordinary level, and advanced level. We want them to come to Harare. Then we give them awards in form of certificates, trophies, monetary awards, in form of furniture, textbooks, anything, even laptops, computers. We are going to give them those teachers for working so tirelessly. We are also going to identify rural schools located in the most disadvantaged districts like Muzarabani, Kariba, Binga. We have discovered that there are hardworking teachers there. So we will also give them awards to celebrate with them their achievements. But for those who are not working very hard, we will come up with a framework where perhaps those who fail, whose results are disappointing, or those results that are not pleasing, we may propose some measures, which at this juncture I'm not allowed to disclose what measures we
Honorable,
will
I have
take.
to stop you there, but at the first, well done on this record. We're looking forward to hearing more from the Honorable Minister when we come back from this break. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Welcome to the Tel One Omni Contact Center, the ultimate hub for business solutions in Zimbabwe. Are you a business owner, a startup, or an aspiring entrepreneur? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. At Tel One Omni Contact Center, we understand the challenges you face in today's fast-paced business world. That's why we offer a range of services designed to help you thrive and succeed. Need a space to work or meet clients? Look no further. Our rent-a-chair service provides you with a professional environment where you can focus and impress your clients. With flexible options and state-of-the-art facilities, you'll have everything you need to take your business to the next level. We also offer top-notch inbound and outbound services. Our expert agents are trained to handle your calls with utmost professionalism, ensuring every interaction leaves a positive impression on your customers. Whether it's answering queries, taking orders, or providing support, we've got you covered. And speaking of customer satisfaction, our dedicated team specializes in customer follow-ups and debt collection. We understand the importance of maintaining strong relationships with your clients and ensuring timely payments. Let us handle it while you focus on what you do best, growing your business. Don't wait any longer. Experience the vibrant and efficient business solutions offered by Tel One Omni Contact Center. Get in touch with Tel One today and let us take your business to new heights. To learn more about our services and to book your spot at Omni Contact Center, call Tel One on 0719 700 948 or visit our website www.telone.co.zw. Start building your success story with us. Tel One. The future is better together.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Face the Nation. We are still with Honorable Torera Moyo, the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, explaining to us what exactly is happening in his ministry and as far as pastorate is concerned, development, fulfilling the vision, of course, of becoming an upper middle-income economy. How is education contributing towards that national vision? Honorable, before we went for the break, we were explaining how we are going to reward schools and teachers who have done well in the past academic year. But at the same time, it's also good to look at those who haven't done well. What are you going to do with them?
The schools that have not done well, I'm conducting a national tour.
You're doing that personally?
A national tour where I have to visit the districts that perform dismally, interact with the teachers, and from my observations, we also recommend that new pedagogies have to be embraced, because some of the teachers who trained around 1993 when I trained at Gweru Teachers College, I'm a qualified teacher by the way, some of them, they are not familiar with the new methods of teaching. Teaching is an art, is a science, where we are saying the best way of teaching is to embrace several teaching strategies. The pedagogy, the andragogy of teaching, the art of teaching has to move with the times in the 21st century. We don't want a teacher who spends 30 minutes in the classroom talking while students are looking at him like that. We want our teachers to be facilitators of learning. So we want our teachers to have collaborative teaching methodologies where the student is the center of learning. The student should be able to learn from the known to the unknown on their own. We want them to embrace new methods of teaching, out of school visits, visits to areas where they can learn by observing. We also want them to be in a digital area or an ICT hub. And I want to commend the government for embracing, so many organizations that are contributing towards the provision of quality education in form of ICT hubs. A good example is Ground Force Organization, which has built a number of ICT hubs in this country.
Right.
So we want our learners to embrace 21st century tactics, to embrace AI, coding and robotics as ways that ignites interests in our learners.
Right.
So that's what we need.
Clear.
We will also provide, government will procure textbooks for the schools. We will also provide ICT gadgets in form of tablets, laptops, iPads, Starlink kits. We have started rolling out those. And we are also doing, in terms of teacher professional development, we are carrying out manpower development through workshops. We have also signed some MOUs with local universities. I want to commend the president, Comrade Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, for providing scholarships for teachers who are, doing STEM disciplines, degrees in physics, chemistry, computer studies, and you name it. They are learning for free. They don't pay any tuition. We have also signed an MOU with the Russian University of Humanitarian Pedagogical University, where our teachers, they are trained online. Some of them, they go to Russia, receiving training on how to use technology to make lessons so exciting.
Okay.
Those are the methods that we are using, we are embracing, so that we cultivate an interest in our students. If teachers rely on one teaching strategy, it becomes monotonous. Students will lose interest.
Right.
Yes.
Clearly you are a teacher explaining all these teaching methods. You are teaching the nation. But tonight, let's face the nation and not teach them. Honorable, let's come to the issue of the rural-urban divide. Students in rural areas are always disadvantaged. Access to resources, access to internet. It's always an issue. I know you've said doing something, but at what pace? How quickly are you doing it so that students will be able to catch up and really deal with this gap?
We are doing a lot. We have made great strides. And like I said earlier on, I have to repeat for the benefit of viewers. I want to commend my president, Comrade Dr. Idi Mnangagwa. Under the Presidential Computerization Program, the government has donated thousands of laptops to rural schools. Recently, we received 8,000 Starlink kits. We have a total of 11,900 schools in Zimbabwe. Now we got 8,000. Why I requested 8,000? Because already more than 3,500 schools are already connected to
in the urban areas.
Yes, in urban areas. So it means our projection, as we implement National Development Strategy 2, our projections are every school will be connected to Wi-Fi.
Right.
And all the disparities which used to happen where rural schools were complaining that they were disadvantaged because of geography, it will be a thing of the past.
Okay, let's talk about schools that are still requesting or demanding that the parents to buy uniforms at that particular school. It's still happening. What is the government's position regarding the purchasing of school uniforms, and those who continue to disregard the law? What are you doing?
Our policy is very clear. We do not allow schools to demand that their students should purchase uniform at the school.
Right.
They should be allowed to purchase the uniform from any shop, from anywhere, as long as it is the correct shade.
Right.
That is the policy. Some schools take advantage of the fact that we emphasize that they need to have commercial ventures. Then they manufacture uniform in the school. But the prices become so high, so exorbitant. Under that situation, if that situation happens, then we'll take action. We have said those schools that are forcing students, they need to be reported to our office. We have a toll-free number, 317. They can contact our officials through that number. We have also activated response centers, rapid response centers. In every district, we have rapid response centers where stakeholders can report those schools that are demanding that uniforms should be bought exclusively in the school.
Still on the same issue, the teacher-pupil ratio, it's always increasing. Can you give us an update on that? Are we now doing the best standard?
Teacher-pupil ratio is a culmination of the fact that we have shortage of teachers in our schools.
Right.
We are going to address that shortly. I want to announce to Zimbabweans that yesterday we got Treasury concurrence. Those teachers who trained, who qualified,
Right.
will now be able to be recruited starting next week.
Next week?
Yes, we have said provincial education in all the 10 provinces should write to head office stating how many teachers that they require. So recruitment is starting in earnest from Monday. So I want to commend the government under the visionary leadership of our president for that.
Honorable Minister said if you are a trained teacher, recruitment is beginning on Monday, the 2nd of March 2026. They should be smiling. Well done for that. Really looking forward to more initiatives like this. But let's also talk about the capacitation of these teachers. Heritage-based education, different from what was there before. We are now seeing the school projects different from color. How is it different, and how are you also capacitating the educators themselves?
Color was an assessment too of the competence-based curriculum. What we did in Zimbabwe is different from what others did. I was in London where I interacted with other fellow ministers of education. Some countries, when they reviewed their curriculum, they replaced the competence-based curriculum with the knowledge-based curriculum.
Right.
In our case, we replaced the competence-based curriculum with the heritage-based curriculum. The heritage-based curriculum is aligned with the national trajectory of the President, Vision 2030. Education is an enabler, is a driver of economic growth and development. We can only achieve industrialization, modernity, innovation through the power of education. And that is why Mandela had to say, education is the most powerful tool that we can use to change this society, to change our communities. And we want our students to have a deeper understanding of their heritage. By heritage, we are talking of their culture, their surrounding, their environment. They need to have a deeper understanding of their surrounding. They need to identify community challenges, then they proffer solutions through innovation, innovating in a laboratory, in a library, in an ICT hub. Then they come up with new designs, patterns, but these should not remain as prototypes. We want to give them support. And I want to urge Zimbabweans to visit our innovations. Every time when we have NASAF competitions, even World Literacy Day, our students will be exhibiting those innovations. We have done a lot.
Unfortunately, our time is up, Honorable. You would need an hour. I'm begging our producers to get a second edition of this because it seems like there is more to come through from the Honorable Minister. So the question was, are you training these teachers? Are you capacitating the educators?
Yes. When you roll out a curriculum, it means for the curriculum to be successful, the implementer is the teacher. The teacher has to be trained. We started training them as far back as February 2024 when we introduced. We started with the national workshops, which we cascaded to provincial, to the provinces, to districts, to clusters. We are rolling out the heritage-based curriculum. There are no problems. And our students only do, for grade 7, they do 6 projects, unlike the color continuous assessment learning activities, where they ended up doing 36. That is a thing of the past.
Honorable, thank you so much for coming through to Face the Nation. We truly appreciate you taking your time to come to Face the Nation.
Thank you.
That is the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Honorable Tori Raimoy, who clearly said they are doing so much for Zimbabwe to move forward, for our education sector to constantly develop. And remember, he said teachers who trained, who are waiting for employment, next week, your chance is coming. Until we meet again next time, my name is Ian Wambe. Stay tuned to ZBC TV.